This video is about captures, and the current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. Were you able to spot the continuation in this position? Since this video is about captures, we need to try to consider all the captures in the current position. So we have the light square bishop capturing the knight, we have the dark square bishop capturing the knight, we have the rook takes the light square bishop, and we have the queen takes the dark square bishop. For captures, we can try to maximize our gains. So in this case, we can try to think of what pieces are defending two pieces at the same time. So in the current position, for example, if we were to take this knight here, they can always just capture with the h pawn, so that the f pawn can still defend the bishop here. But what about this knight and this bishop? Both are defended by only one piece, the g7 pawn. In this position, if we were to capture the h6 knight and they capture back with a pawn, now the f6 bishop is hanging, and we would be able to just capture it like this. The current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. Were you able to spot the continuation in this position? In this position, we need to also consider some pieces that are defending two pieces. So in this case, the black queen is overwhelmed with the defense of the rook and the bishop as well. So the best continuation in this position, for example, it would be to capture the bishop, and then there are two responses. If the queen were to capture the rook back, now we would just be able to capture the d6 rook. In this case, if the rook were to take the d2 queen, now we would just be able to capture the c7 queen in this position. So we can like give this shot here, and then we also have, and then we're also covering the check. If the rook were to attack like c2, we can just capture this pawn, defending the pawn, and we're winning in this position. If we can try to see the other continuation here, if we were to grab it here and take the rook, we can just capture the other rook, and now we're putting a lot of pressure on the c6 pawn. The current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position. You may stop the video now. Were you able to find the continuation in this position? We're always thinking about captures for this video, so we can try to think of what pieces are defending two other pieces, right? Or one other piece as well. In this case, if we consider all the captures in the position, we have rook takes knight, we have bishop takes knight, we have rook takes bishop, and we have bishop takes knight. Those are all the captures that we currently have in the position. If we were to capture the knight here, the pawn takes back, we can give a check, but then the king can just move forward. Nothing really happens in that position. Also, same as well, it would be the same idea with capturing the bishop, pawn, we can grab a pawn, but then that's it. So here, if the rook were to take the bishop on b6, now the knight is hanging, so we're able to capture it with the bishop afterwards, after the pawn captures the rook on b6. But the problem with that is that we would be able to trade one piece for two pieces, but we're losing the rook, so it's still, the game is still not super clear about what is going on in the end. But we can do it a little bit differently. We can actually capture the knight first. If we were to capture the knight first with the bishop, then the bishop would take back on d4, and now the rook on b1 will just be able to capture the light square bishop for the black pieces. We can go ahead and show it to you, something like this. And we get to keep our rook, and now we're up one piece.